Okay, chapter 4 of the Wyatt's Hurricanes book. The chapter 4 titled Wyatt's Warning. Okay, and say this. After Wyatt talked to the old man, he went straight to the base to meet Schilling. He ran into his office and asked for the latest satellite pictures of Mabel. When he got inside the base, he saw officers and sailors hurrying everywhere. Men with guns stood outside every building. Wyatt wondered what was happening. The information from the photographs and the figures said Mabel the hurricane would go past San Fernandez. When Wyatt showed the figures to Schilling, he told him he was crazy. They argued for some minutes, and Wyatt requested to see Brooke, the chief base commander from USA. Half an hour later, he was standing in front of Captain Brooks' desk. Brooks says, I understand from Schilling here that you think this hurricane is going to hit the island. Please explain me. Wyatt told him that Mabel would make landfall on the island and the pressure in the center of the hurricane was so low and that because of this the sea under the center will rise many meters above normal. In shallow water, this will be worse. The sea will rise by more than 15 meters. The highest place on Cap Sarat is 13 meters. There will be a huge tidal wave, which will go right over the top of the base. Brooks looked at Wyatt and says, I have a problem, Mr. Wyatt. He said calmly. Clearly, you think that I should get everybody out of the island because there is a small chance that Mabel will hit us. And perhaps you are right, but Serurier's army is getting ready to fight war. So I must stay and I hope that you are wrong about Mabel. Wyatt replied sadly, Can you tell Serurier to warn the people about the hurricane? President Serurier won't talk to me at all, said Brooks. He believes that the Americans have paid for the rebels' guns, which of course is not true, but you, Mr. Wyatt, are not American. Perhaps he will listen to you. Wyatt left the captain's office and decided to go down to some pier immediately. Wyatt, visiting the president's palace, met Causton, the journalist. He told her about his fears about Hurricane Mabel and his conversation with Brooks. After crossing the corridors full of police, they managed to find President Serurier. Wyatt stepped forward. Mr. President, in 2 days, a dangerous hurricane will probably hit San Fernandez. What? Shouted Serurier. Have you come here to tell about the weather? I thought you had news of Fable. Do you hear? I have to fight a battle tonight, and you told to me about the weather? We do not have hurricanes in San Fernandez. Get out, officer. Take these 2 men and out at once. A few minutes later, Wyatt and Causton were pushed violently out into the street. The man's crazy, said Wyatt. Just crazy. Will we try it, Causton? Said tiredly. What now? Chapter 5 of Wyatt's Hurricanes book. The Chapter 5 title A Night Fear. It was now late in evening, but in the island was not asleep. The sound of guns was getting closer, and the people sat inside their houses behind locked doors. They found Julie in the bar. Some other people. She ran at once into Wyatt's arms. Wyatt told her everything that had happened. At the end, Julie said softly, "Poor Dave, nobody believes you about Mabel." Custon looked towards the other people at the bar. "Who are they?" he asked. Julie introduced him to three people: Mr. Rawstorn, who is Englishman, Mrs. Warmington, and Jim Dawson, who are from the USA. Dawson is a very famous writer. They joined the three people at the bar and began to discuss plans. The plan was to move higher into the mountains of the island, but Rawstorn worried said that the rebels would come down the mountains and there would be firefights all over the town. Suddenly, Jim Dawson looked out the window into the street. "Hey, is that your car out there?" he said to Wyatt. "Because there are 6 policemen trying to take it away, and we're going to need it." Wyatt jumped up and ran out through the hotel door. Dawson followed him. Suddenly, Julie began to follow too, but Custon caught her arm. Then are of the policemen shouted, "Spies! Spies! American spies!" They've arrested them. Custon went after them and told Julie to find a safe place with the other two, Mr. Rawstorn and Mrs. Warmington, who hid inside the hotel as the sound of guns and bombs could be heard from the war. When morning came, Custon had still not returned, and neither had Wyatt or Dawson. By early afternoon, Julie and Rawstorn realized that they must leave the hotel and try to get up into the mountains. The frightened Mrs. Warmington decided to go with them. They were not alone. Hundreds of other people were also trying to escape from the fighting in some pier of the island of San Fernandez.